morning, student. Myself Anil Tripathi. Today we will learn basic of Python as per the syllabus of CBSE board. And in this lecture we will learn introduction of Python, use of Python, feature of Python, working with Python, type of execution mode, program execution mode in the Python. In that you will learn interactive mode and script mode. After that you will learn what is the variable and what is data type and how many type of data type in Python. You will learn the operator and operands, type of operator in Python, input and output function, then comments in Python and typecasting. So now this topic today I will cover in this lecture. So let's start. First topic is introduction of Python. As we know, Python is high level object oriented programming language that is developed by Guido Van and it is released in 1991. And briefly I want to say it is object oriented high level programming language developed by Guido Van and released in 1991. It use all the feature of Java and C++. Python use all the feature of Java programming language, C programming language and C++ programming language. It is easy learn and write in comparison of Java, in comparison of C++ and C. Use of the Python. Use of Python programming language, software development. By using Python we can develop Windows application software and console application software. We can develop web development, server side or client side programming. We can web page and website can be developed by using Python. Scripting programming, system scripting programming. System scripting programming is a script program on the system that run automatically without compilation. Means script program no need to translate, it automatically execute without translation, no need to compilation of scripting program. So some of the program in our computer system that is script program that automatically execute, there is no need of compiler or interpreter that translate that. Next is mathematics. Generally for the beginner, all kinds of the mathematical calculation can be done by the Python programming language. So now let's next topic, feature of the Python. Python is high level language. It is free and open source language. It is object oriented high level language and it is free and open source. No need to pay the cost if we are using Python language. Free of cost, download it from the net, from the Python org and use it. No need to pay the money, no need the license. Next is, it is an interpreted language as Python programs are executed by interpreter. Where Java use compiler and interpreter both. C++ use C or C++ using compiler. But Python using interpreter. It translate and execute line by line. It execute Python in the Python source code execute line by the interpreter. Next, Python programs are easy to understand and they have clearly defined syntax and relatively simple structure. Programs are easy. Programming is very easy in Python because it is very simple language. Each line having clear syntax and simple structure. No need curly brace, no need of the compound statement. Just write the each statements as we are writing English language. So its programming in Python is very simple in comparison of C, Java and C++. Next, Python is case sensitive. Case sensitive language means it differentiate letters, uppercase letter and lowercase letter. It's having difference, block letter and small letter having different meaning. Just like we have given the example here. For example, number and number both are not same in the Python. Here one number is written in the capital letter and second one is small letter. Both are not same. Python will treat both are different. Python is portable and platform independent. Next most important feature of Python is portable and platform independent. Any program we can run on any kinds of the platform like Linux, Unix, Windows and Mac also. Means Python is not a platform dependent, it is platform independent. Anywhere we can run any operating system on the any kinds of operating system we can execute the Python. And the Python program we can portrait from one location, from one system to another. Both system will support that. Python has rich library, predefined function. Rich library means Python having predefined set of programs, set of function that we can use in our program to improve our programming. Means rich library means Python is having predefined set of programs already defined. We can use that predefined programs, we can use that predefined function in our program and make our program simple, easy. So it is user friendly. Python is very user friendly due to rich library. Python is also helpful in web development. Many popular web services and applications are built using Python. By using Python we can develop web page and website, and also server side programming also we can do by the Python. Client side web page, website, server side scripting and programming to control the web page and websites. Python use indentation for block and nested block. Yeah, it is very good. Most important point that we have to be remember. Python use indentation for block and nested block. If any line of the code or some line of the code you want to make as a nested, then we will indent it. One time indent, one line shift to right. Means you will give some space. Suppose that A is indented nested of B. So you will write A normally, but B you will write, give the some space. So it will be indent. You will leave the some space from the boundary, that will be nested. So here B will be nested of A. So these are the features that make user friendly Python. Next topic is working with the Python. Working with Python means we can write the program in the Python and execute. That is known as working with the Python. The program of the Python will be executed by Python interpreter line by line. Python use interpreter to translate and execute the Python program. The Python interpreter is also known as Python shell. Python interpreter is known as Python shell. We can execute Python program in two modes. Execution mode of the Python program, we can write the program, we can execute the Python program in two modes. One is interactive mode and second one scriptive mode. In interactive mode, allow execution of the individual statement. In interactive mode, allow execution of individual statement instantly. To work interactive mode, we can simply type the statement on the prompt and directly execute it. Means each line interactive, you can execute a single line of statement in interactive mode. On the prompt, you will write one line of the code, then it will be execute, then again prompt, then again write, then again execute, again write, again execute. Means here you will execute the Python program line by line. First write first line program will be execute, then write second line of the program, then it will be execute. Means you cannot execute set of line, set of Python program in the interactive mode. If you want to execute number of line, number of statement at once, then we will use scriptive mode. Scriptive mode allow us to write more than one instruction, more than one line programs in Python. Means we can write set of statements in Python and make as a file, that called Python source code. Python program is a set of statements, set of instruction. So you write line of code and save a file, that name is file name .py. Instruction of Python is .py. So Python program file extension will be abc.py. abc is the name of file. You can put any name of the file. After that we have to use .py. So in scriptive mode, we can write line of the number of statements like C++ and Java. First write the programs in scriptive mode, then we can execute, we can run our program in scriptive mode. What is variable? As we know, variable is a memory location that store a value. Variable is a memory location, storage location in the program that value will be stored. So variable are containers. Sometimes we can say variable are as a container for storing values. Unlike other programming languages, Python has no command for declaring the variable. What is variable? Variable is a memory location. Their value will be stored just like a container. Unlike other programming languages like C, C++ and Java or Visual Basic or C#, in other languages first we have to be declare, then define the variable and use it. But in Python no need to declare, no need to define the variable. There is no need. In Python there is no need to declare the variable. Directly store the value in the variable. In Python, directly store the value in the variable. The variable type will be automatically defined as per value type. Means, example, if you have purchased a new container and directly you have stored the sugar in that, so container will be automatically sugar type. Whose type? Sugar type. You have purchased a copy and without put the name on the copy, you have write the program of Python. So it means the copy will be as a Python type. So in Python, no need to declare the variable. Use name of variable and assign the value directly. As per value type, if value is integer type, variable will be automatically integer type. If you have assigned the value as float type, the variable automatically defined as a float type. As we know, each variable, each container having three properties. And identity is object. Variable is also object of the program. So each object having three properties. Each object having three properties: identity, type, and value. Identity is name, address. Identity means unique name of the variable in the program. That will be identity. By which name you will call the variable? By the name. So name must be unique in the program. Type. The variable store which type of the value. Next property is type. And second one, last one is value. What the value, which type of value, what value is stored in variable. Just like identity. Suppose that as a teacher ID, teacher number, employee number will be there. Type, subject, which type of the teacher, for what subject. Next is value of the teacher. What contain in the brain, that will be value. Can take teaching is the value of teacher. Best example is car is object. Registration number of the car is identity. Type, car, four-wheeler, these are the type. Value, to drive the car. Movement, transport, these are the value of. So now identifier naming rules. We have learned identifier naming rules. When we will define the variable in the Python, we have to follow some rules. The name of variable given by the user. When we will give the name of variable, when user will put the name of the variable in the program, so user must be follow the some rule. A variable name must be start with letter or underscore sign. The name of variable must be start with alphabet. Letter means alphabet and or underscore sign. It means the name of variable in the Python cannot be start with digit. Simple. Name of variable must be start with letter, means alphabet, or underscore sign. Variable name cannot be start with number, means name of variable cannot be start digit. Number means digit 0, 1, 2, 0 to 9. A variable name only contain alphabet, numeric letter and underscore sign. Means first letter will be alphabet, after that we can put the digit or underscore, none other than. It means We cannot use a special character in name of variable, just like hash, at the rate, plus, minus, comma, dot, parenthesis. These are the special character. A special character are character that having a special meaning in programming language. So such type of character we cannot use in the name of Python program. Such type of character we cannot use in the name of variable. Next, we cannot use keyword as a name of variable. Keyword, the word already defined in programming language, having predefined meaning in programming language, is known as keyword. So each and every language is a set of words. What is language? Language is a set of words, predefined words in each language. Same as in Python, we have some predefined keywords like a print, input, for, while, elif. These are the keyword. So the word that is predefined in Python we cannot use as name of variable. So we have to follow all these rules for naming variable name. Now here I have given one example, x is equal to 4, x is equal to Sally and print x. So x is which type? Just now I have explained. X automatically defined as per the type of value. So x is integer type because 4 is integer. In next line you have written x is equal to Sally in double quoted comma. So Sally is a string. So now you have defined x as a string type. After that print x, you will get Sally. And next, data handling. Data handling means how many type of data can use in a language. How many type of data type support, how many type of value we can use, we can manipulate in programming language, that is known as data handling. So how we can handle the type of value in the programs? Most of the computer programming language support data type, variable, operator, expression like fundamentals. Python also support some of the data types. In Python, basically 5 types: number, numeric values; none, null type, no any values; sequence, arrange, set of value as array, sequence of value, set of values; set also as a array, set of values; mapping, map means a one value can be accessed by another values. Map, a is equal to b, so you can access a by b or b by a. So now we will learn each data type one by one. Data type, the following type data types I have given as a table: value and data type. Text type, for the text, if you want to store the text value, that will be str. Numeric type, 3 type of data type: integer, float and complex. Sequence type, sequential value in the range, that will be list, tuple and range. Mapping, dictionary. Set type, set and fortune set. Boolean, bool type. Binary values, for the binary type values. Byte, byte array. Memory, view type. So these are the data type. First, here I have written the value type. such type of value if you want to manipulate. So which type of data type will be supported by the Python? In data type column there is written name of data type of Python to support these type of the value. Next, getting the data type. Suppose that if you want to know data type of a variable, I don't know what type of variable store the values. By using a keyword, by using a function type, we can know the type of variable. Take the example, x is equal to 5. Print type of x. So type is a function. Type is function that return the type of data type of x. So print function will print the data type of x. Example, x is equal to hello. If we write print type x, the output will be str because hello is string type. So here in the table I have written on behalf of values what data type will be supported. Now next, setting the specific data type. Before 2 slides you have learned the variable automatically defined as per the type of values. Now if you want to specify, particular type of for the variable, so we can specify, we can set data type for the variable as per the example I have given here. Suppose that if you want to set x as a string type, you want to store the value x, if you want to store the value in x as a string type, so we can set throughout the str, x is equal to str parenthesis and double noted comma you have to be write the value. So x will be defined as a string type, x will be set as a string type variable. X is equal to int of 20, so x will be set for the integer variable, integer type variable. X is equal to float of 20.5, so here x will be set as a float variable. So now you can examine this table and learn how we can set a specific type data type for the variable. In next, data type one by one, all the 5 type data type we are going to learn. Number. Number is that store the numerical value, digit value, and in Python we have 2 type of number, integer and long, float and complex number. Integer number, a number without decimal point, means a variable that store a number without decimal, without fractional part, that will be known as integer variable. Float data type, float type variable will store the value with the decimal point. Example 10 is integer, but 10.00 is float. Complex number, to store real and imaginary part of number. You have learned what is imaginary part of number in the Python, in math. So I would like to skip that because if I will explain, so it will take so much time. None. This is a special data type with a single value. It is used signify the absence of value false in situation. None means null. If you want to define a variable that is null, you don't like to store any kinds of the value, the variable will be none type. Absence of all the data type. No any kinds of the value is stored. Sequence, a set of value. Sequence means the value that is more than one, means in a proper, in a order way. So set of value want to store in sequential order. So that will be sequential value, means number of value, more than one item. So each item having a sequence. The first item is on place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So a sequential is an ordered collection of items, and each item, the set of item, will be known as sequential value. Each item of sequential type will be accessible throughout the index number. Like array example, means a row of student we can access, we can count from left to right and right to left, from both sides. So first student will be first place, second place, third student will be third place. So each students having a proper place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is known as sequence, that is known as index number. Suppose that a line of 10 students, each student having a proper place, 1 to 10, 10 to 1. In positive and negative both, from top to bottom and bottom to top, we can count it, we can access it. These are, so it is a combination of mutable. A mutable means a mutable variable is one, value may be changed. The variable values that can be changed means sequential value we can change. At the first position value we can change, second position value we can change, third position value we can change, not fix. In the list of student, list is not fixed, we can change. These data type are as a string, list and tuple. Suppose that string student, as so in that there is more than one alphabet. So student word is sequence of character. So it is sequential value, na? Student word. Suppose that I am taking the example of student, student. So it is set of characters in the sequential order. So each character having a index number. Each character having a index number, and we can access each character throughout the index number. S, T, U, D, E, and T. Each character of a student word we can access throughout index number. String, just now I have explained. String is set of character. Set of character or letter known as string. They are enclosed in double inverted comma, in which single inverted comma or double inverted comma we can enclose. If you want to make name a variable name and you want to store your name, so you will write name equal to double inverted comma and write your name, then you will enclose double inverted comma. Means double inverted comma not part of a string value. It is just a syntax, a grammar rule. You have to be enclose the string value in double inverted comma. And each character accessible throughout the index number. They can have any character or sign including space in them. These are immutable, not to be changed. Mutable means change, and these are immutable. A string with length 1 represent a character in Python. Means length, name, how many characters you have stored, the number of character, that will be length of a string variable. List is also sequence of value of any type. Any type value we can make as a list. Integer value, float value, double value, long value, character value, string value. So each type value we can make as a list. We can make list. Value in the list are called element because there is so many items. So each item in the list will be known as element. These are mutable and index order. List enclosed in square brackets. Suppose that you have made color color is equal to, in square bracket in double inverted comma you have write red, comma, then again in double inverted comma green, then comma, then again double inverted comma blue, and close the square bracket. So here color as a list that having 3 elements, red, green, blue. Tuple are the sequence of values of any type and are indexed by integer. They are immutable. Tuples are enclosed in parenthesis. Sequence of value same as each item of the tuple accessible throughout the index. They are immutable, not to be changed. Where list is mutable but tuple is immutable. Value cannot be changed in tuple. And same as each item in the each element of the list can be accessible throughout the index. Same as tuple value can be also accessible index number. Set is unordered. There is no set is unordered collection of value of any type with no duplicate entry. It is immutable. Means each value in the set must be unique. Means you cannot store repeated value in the list, in the set. In the tuple, in the list, duplicate value is possible, but in the set, duplicate value not possible. Set of value possible, you can maintain any order. No need to maintain any order. Ascending, descending, garbage, possible, but each item must be unique. In set, duplicate value not possible. Dictionaries, it can store any number of Python object. What they store? Key value pair. The value dictionary store the value in form of key and pair. Just like we can take the example of our dictionary book that we are referring. Each word has a key and meaning as a value. Suppose that if you want to know any meaning, any word's meaning in the dictionary, so you will search throughout the word, so that will be key, and the meaning that is written in your dictionary, that will be value. So here is key and pair. So once again, it can store any number of Python object. There is no limitation. They store, what they store is a key value pair which are accessed using key dictionaries enclosed in curly brackets. List enclosed in square bracket, tuple enclosed in parenthesis, and dictionary enclosed in curly brace. Key pair reference will be colon. Key in double inverted comma, then colon, then you will write the value of the key, then comma, then key, then colon, then value, same as key. Again, first you will write x is equal to curly brace a, in double inverted comma I have written a, then I will put colon. After that, write the meaning of a. Suppose that I have written double inverted comma a colon, a is the first alphabet of English, and close it. So here a is a key, and after colon whatever you have written, that will be value of a. Next, operator and operands in Python. Operator are a special type of character in language that operate the value of operand. Operand is always referred as a variable. Operate are a special character that operate the value of operand. Operand is as a variable. Without using operator in programming language, unable to utilize the value of variable. Cannot be stored and neither we can access. Neither store nor access means we cannot store any values in variable, and we cannot access, we are not able to utilize the value of variable without using operator. So you have to must be use any operator if you want to access, if you want to utilize the any value of variable. So operator are a special symbol or character that represent computation like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication and assignment. Operator are used to perform the operation over the variable. If you want to operate, if you want to access the value of variable, must be use operator. Without using operator, unable to perform any kinds of the task on the variable. Python divides in the following types. There are so many types of operator in Python: arithmetic operator, assignment operator, comparison operator, logical operator, identify operator, membership operator, and bitwise operator. So now we will learn one by one briefly. Arithmetic operator that perform the mathematical operation over the variable. This type of operator perform the mathematical operation over the variable. So plus for the addition, minus for the subtraction, asterisk multiplication, slash division, percent, modulus. Modulus means remainder. Again I want to say, first four you are familiar. Second one, next one is percent sign. Percent sign as a modulus. Modulus means it returns the remainder. Remainder you know in the math, after division the value that cannot be divisible, the left value will be known as a remainder. Just like 10% 3, 10% 3, so the result will be 1, because 3 3s are 9 and 1 is left, so 1 is remainder. Exponent as a power, x to the power y, double asterisk will be exponent. So in sense here, x asterisk means x to the power y. Floor division and floor division also know you. Python assignment operators. These are the operators that work as a assignment, mathematical assignment operator. Equal, x is equal to 5, like directly you can assign. Plus equal to shorthand mathematical addition assignment. You can write like this, x plus equal to 3 means in normal way you can write like x is equal to x plus 3. So example is shorthand mathematical assignment operator, and same as is the full syntax. You can write like that also and like this also. Python comparational operator. Comparison operators are used to compare the two values. If you want to compare value of two variables, you have to use comparational operator. It will return true or false as per the condition. Double equal to, explanation equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Take the example I want to take. If the value of x and y both are equal, suppose that x is 5 and y is also 5. So first statement, first example will return true. 5 equal to 5, that will be true. X, here x not equal to 5. If both value means the value of x and value of y both are not equal, then it will return true. When the value of x and y both are equal, then it will return false. Suppose example, x is equal to 5 and y is also 5. So x not equal to 5 will be returned false. Because if the value of x not equal to y, then return true. If x is 4, y is 5, return true. But when the both value are 5, 5, both are equal, then it will return false. And greater than, the value of x must be greater than y, will be true, otherwise false. Greater than equal to, the value of x greater than y are equal to 5, not to be less than y. So x is 5 and y is 5, so here result will be true, because x is not greater than y but equal to y, both are 5, so it will true. In same as less than equal to y, also true. X is the value of x less than y are equal to 5, not to be greater than y, means value of x must be less than or equal to y, not to be greater than y, then it will return true. Logical operator are operator that combine two or more conditional statements and return true or false. Logical operator are used to combine conditional statements. So if you want to examine two conditional statements, so you have to be use logical operator, and or not, and return true when all statements are true, and return true when all statements are true, means all conditions are true. It return false if any one or all conditions are false. It return true when all conditions are true. It return false when all or any one condition are false. So there is only one chance, you will get true when all conditions are true. Example, x is 5 and x is 10. X is less than 5 and x is less than 10. It means when the value of, suppose that x is 4, so first statement will return true, because x is 4, so x is less than 5, true, and x is less than 10, also less than 10, so it will return true. Or it return true when all condition are any one condition true. All condition are any one condition true, it will return true. When all condition are false, then it will return false. Means or when all are any one condition true, return true. When all condition are false, then it return false. Example, x is less than 5 or x is less than 4. Suppose that 3. If value of x is less than 5, true. X is 3, less than 4, true. So it will return true. Not, just complement. If condition is true, then return false, and if condition is false, then it return true. Reverse, inverter, true to false, false to true. Not, see the example, x is less than 5 and x is less than 10, it will return. As per the first example, suppose that x is 3. X is 3, so without not, it will return true. But when you will use not, it will return false. If value of x is 3 and you have used not operator in last statement, then it will return false. Identity operator. Identity operator are used to compare the object, not if they are equal, but if they are actual the same object with the same memory location, means is not. It return if both variable are the same object. If x is y, then it will return true. It return true if both variable are same object, both are the same type, and value of x and y both are same, so it will return true. Is not return true if both variable are not same object, not same type, not having same value. Membership operator. If one element exists in some other list, some other society, so that will be membership. Means XYZ is the students of class 10th, and if he is present in class 10th, so that will be membership of class 10th. A name, a value exists in the list, so that value is a member of that list, of that society. So membership operator are used to test if sequence is present in object, present in list or not. In operator, return true if a sequence with the specified value is present in the object. Means if x is, suppose that y is list here, y is a sequence value. I am going to take the example, y is sequential value, list, tuple, we can take anyone. Suppose that y is a list and x in y, means the value of x is exist in y or not. If value of x is exist in y list, then it will return true. If x is not exist in y, then it will return false. Same as not in. It return true if a sequence with a specified value is not present in object, if value is not present in y, then it will return true. If not in y, if x is not exist in y, then it return true. So identifying operator and membership operator. Next, bitwise operator. Bitwise operator are operator that access the value as a bit value. Means it operate binary value in term of binary value of variable. It consider, bitwise operator consider the value of variable as a binary bitwise and then access. Due to that reason it is called bitwise operator. Bitwise operator are used compare binary numbers. Means when we will use bitwise operator with integer variable, so the value of integer variable will be considered as a bit, as a binary value. It will treat, bitwise operator will treat integer variables value as a binary value, as a bit value. Next is AND. Set each bit to 1 if both bit are 1, means true, compare the value. Set each bit to 1 if both bits are 1. If both are equal, then set 1, otherwise 0. Or each set to 1 if one of 2 bits is 1. Suppose that 2 bit, in any one, a value you have used, that length is 2 bit. In both, if any bit is 1, then it will 1, means it will true. XOR, exclusive OR. Set each bit to 1, set each bit to 1 if only one of 2 bit is 1. Same as upper one, if only one of 2 bits is 1, means if 2 value having 1, only one of 2 bits is 1, both value is 1, then it will set 1, otherwise 0. Not inverts all bits, 0 to 1, 1 to 0. Left shift and right shift. Shift left by pushing the 0 from the right and leftmost bit of fall off. Means it shift the bit value of variable, it shift left by left, it shift left the value of variable by filling a 0 at the right side, left shift. Shift the value of variable left and right side fill 0, means 10 left shift will be, suppose that I have written 1 0. So 1 0 if you will shift one time left, so will be 1 0 0, right side you will fill 0. Shift right by pushing the copies of the leftmost bit in form of the left, means the value of variables you will shift rightward and pushing a 0 at the leftmost bit. For this bitwise operator I have given example because it is more complex for the students to understand. See your example. Suppose that a is equal to 60, take the example, first take the value of variable. A is equal to 60, b is equal to 13 and c is equal to 0. So 60 equal to 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0, it is binary value of 60. Then 13 binary value is 1 0 1 1 0 0 0 0. 0 is always 0. Now understand, a is equal to 60, so binary value of 60 is here. B is equal to 13, so 13 is equal to binary value of 13 is here. C is equal to A and B. C is equal to A and B. You will get 12. Answer will be 12. Why? Please see from right side. A is equal to 60 and B is equal to 13. From right side, after 2 digit, both bits are 1 1. In both, in 13 also and 60 also. So both value, if you will count from this side, 0 1 0 1 1 2 4 8. 8 plus 4 is equal to 12. So now you will get answer 4, 12. Yes, 12 is present in both. Means position of both digit is same. C equal to A or B. You will get 61. C is equal to A or B. So will be 61. How it will be 61? Or means true. Take the example here. If you add it, both value you have to add. So 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 0, you will get 61. Understood? 60. 1 is here, 1 is here, 1 is here, 0 0 1 0. So it will be 61. Now C is equal to A exponent, A carried B. You will get C is 49. C is equal to tide A minus 61. C is equal to A shift now. C is equal to A left shift 2. Left shift 2. So it will 2 time incremented. How many time? 2 time. So 60, 1 time 120, second time 240. So now see the example of the value of C will be 1 1 1 1 and 4 times 0. Means at the right side 2 times 0 will be filled. Again C is equal to A right shift 2 times. So A is equal to 60. So 60 if you will 2 times shift, you will get 15. Means 2 times value you will remove, and that value 2 0 will be filled at the right side, and 2 value from the left side is to be removed. So it will be like that, 0 0 0 1 1 1 1. So now it will be 15. Input and output. Program need to interact with the user by getting the values and print the message on the prompt. The program need to interact with the user to perform desired task by getting the value from the user and by print the message, by print the output from the program. In the program, to take the value from the user, we have two functions, input and row input. Input function and row input. Both are same. Both are same in Python onward 3 point and above. 3 point means 3 point onward versions, both are the same, nothing is different. So I have given here some syntax, some example is here. How we can take the value from the user. X is equal to, here I have taken the example, syntax, variable name you will use equal, then row input, then print the message. Example, x is equal to row input, x is equal to raw input, enter your name. Another example, y is equal to int, raw input, enter your roll number, will be converted. Means if you want to store the string value, if you want to take the string value from the user, no need to convert, no use of data type to convert, to typecast it. But if you want to read integer value from the user, you have to be typecast, you have to be convert. In the second example, y is equal to int, raw input, enter your roll number, the value that you will enter from the prompt, that will be treated as a string. When raw input will read it, then it will be converted into integer and then stored into y. So we'll convert the accept string value into integer before storing in y. How will print the message? On the prompt, print in double inverted comma whatever you want to write, print hello. So hello will be print on the terminal window on the console. Comment are the line statements that not compile and that not interrupt by the program compiler or interpreter. If suppose that we have written a complex program and that program is very difficult to understand, each line is not clear, why this line is written, why this statement is written. To indicate, hint, help or document for each statements or some of the statements, we can put the comment after each statements. So comments are the part of the program that not interrupt by the interpreter, means it will not execute, that will be written in the program, but not to be, it will not execute, that will be ignored by the interpreter. You can write in your own language. Comment you can write in your own language, no any grammar rules to write the comment. But comment must be prefixed by the hash sign. Comment must be prefixed by the hash sign. The first character will be hash, after that write your comment. So in Python, comment we can put in two ways, by the hash sign or by putting triple double inverted comma, by putting double inverted comma before the comment and after the comment. So both example I have given. This is the comment, I have used here hash before the comment or triple double inverted comma. This is comment and enclosed with triple double inverted comma. So this both line, this is comment, will be ignored by the Python interpreter. Type conversion. Type conversion is converting one data type into another type. Conversion of one data type into another type is known as type conversion or type casting. So in other words, process of converting one data type values into another type is called type casting or type conversion. Type casting is two types, implicit and explicit. When implicit, what is implicit? When Python interpreter automatically convert one type values into another type is known as implicit. Means it is automatically converted by the Python interpreter. When the Python interpreter convert one data type values into another type is called implicit type conversion, implicit type casting. So here means there is no involvement of the programmer to force to write the code to convert one type values into another type. That is fully converted by the Python interpreter. Here example, num int is equal to 12, num int is a variable, num flow is a variable that store num int store 12 integer value and num flow store float value. Now num new is equal to num int plus num flow. So num new will be stored as a float type. Num new will store value as a float type. So now we can write print data type of num int, type num int, print data type of num flow. So it is written I am here. So first one will be integer, num int will be integer type, num flow will be float type, value of both will be 22.23 after addition, and num new int, num new variable will be as a float type because you have addition number integer plus float, the result will be as a float. So num new will be as a float type. That is automatically done by the interpreter. Interpreter automatically converted the result as a float without involvement of programmer. Explicit. In explicit type conversion, programmer convert one data type values into another type will be known as explicit type conversion. We will use some of the code, some of the function that convert one type values into another type, just like previous in example you have seen when we read the value from the user. We are using int input, float input. For what? Because the value that is read by the input function that will be as in the form of string. So conversion of string type into integer type, then int. Conversion of float type, conversion of string type to float type, we will use float. So need here, take the example, num int 12, num str 45. Num str is storing integer value but in the form of string in nature. By the nature 45 will be as a string. We cannot apply mathematical formula. We cannot apply mathematical operator over the 45 here. It will be treated as a string. So print data type of num int, type of num int will be integer. Print the data type of num str before type casting, it will be string type. So in this example you can read and the following output will be appeared. First one will be integer type, second one will be string type, and when you will manipulate you will be use both value, then it will be string type but you can convert, we can convert str into integer type or float type. So it will be convert. So here see the example, we have done typecasting, casting type num str in the from top 1 2 3 4 5 in the fifth line. Num str is equal to num str. See here, num str equal to int num str. So num str is a string type. So we have convert into integer int. What for? What we have used to convert num str value into integer type. So it means here convert by the code. String value we have converted into integer type with the using int function. So it is known as explicit conversion. So now thank you. My lecture is over. So please subscribe my channel. In the next lecture you will get about the loop and decision making statements of the Python. So once again I want to say you all, subscribe my channel and you will get notification when I will upload a new video, a new lecture on YouTube channel. Thank you.